Hi guys, thanks for watching. Today I have 5 farmhouse Easter decorations, and a majority of the items are from Dollar Tree, with the exception of a little bit of Walmart and some Hobby Lobby scrapbook paper. So I'm excited, so let's get started. The first, I'm gonna make this little church. Here are the items you're gonna need. I got this wood church from Dollar Tree. I didn't use the stencils, I used it on the next project. We need some Waverly antique wax. I didn't use the chalk wax. We got some greenery from Walmart and some wildflowers from Dollar Tree. I'll leave the description down in the description box. And I got some ribbon. I got that at Christmas time from Walmart. And some jute twine, which I didn't use. Oh my God. Okay, so the first thing is I'm going to use the Waverly antique wax to basically stain the box. I'm going to take some tissue and wipe it off because I really don't want it that dark. Now I just put a little bit of accent on the church. I kind of like the way the color in the interior looks, so I left it that way. I went ahead and painted the back just in case you were able to use it as a centerpiece and looked at it from the back. Now I'm just going to go ahead and glue some ribbon around the middle just to offset that hole a little bit. Doesn't cover it completely. Now I'm going to go ahead and just glue the church on top of the crate. Now I'm just going to cut up some of this, I think it's Boxwood from Walmart, and just cut up a few of these and place them on the bottom for some greenery. When I figured out a placement and I like it, then I go ahead and start gluing it on. I snipped off some flowers and I placed them on as well. And there you have it, quick and easy. Now I could have used a stencil, but I chose not to. But I decided I would put some greenery on the back so you could use it as a centerpiece. And you could write some words on there. I chose not to. I like the way it looked by itself. And there you have it. Okay, our next project is very similar. It's a cross. Here are the items you're going to need. A wood crate. Now I'm going to use the stencils. I think I got them from Michael's or Walmart. Jute twine, some ribbon, some Waverly Waverly chalk paint, and there's the Waverly antique wax. Again, the same greenery I'm using. The Boxwood pick from Walmart, and some wildflowers from Dollar Tree. And I got those beads on Amazon, but you can get them anywhere. Just gonna use a few of them. Again, I'm just gonna go ahead and start to paint the box and wipe it off. I want it to match really the church box, so I'm gonna paint it on and then wipe a little bit of it off. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the cross, making sure to get inside all the edges. Now I'm using a paper towel. You could use a wet wipe if you want it lighter. You could leave it if you want it darker. I'm going ahead and paint both sides, because if you want to use it as a centerpiece, you can. You could also put greenery on the other side as well. Okay, while that dries, I'm going to go ahead and start my stencils. I believe I got this at Walmart. If not, it was Michael's, and I used a coupon. And I'm just going to start at the end of the box because I want the letters to all line up at the end of the box. I didn't wait for it to dry and it came out just fine. I wanted it to look a little rustic, a little weathered, so I didn't really dab it completely. And even though I put the next letter very close to it, as long as I went lightly, it didn't affect the other letter at all. But if you want, you can wait for it to dry. I think it came out okay, and I didn't really wait for it to dry. And that's it. And then I went ahead and took the Dollar Tree lace ribbon and just hot glued it on the inside of the box. And then wrapped it around the box. And went ahead and hot glued it on the inside. If you guys seen other videos, this looks like a set of books. That's what I was going for. I can't speak today, I'm sorry. And then I just hot glued the cross on top. Once that was done, I went ahead and clipped off some of the Boxwood pick from Walmart until I got the desired look before I went and hot glued. I like to picture what I'm doing before I hot glue and make a commitment. Not that you couldn't pull it off, you could, but then you'd have a lot of glue to deal with. So once I was happy with the placement, I went and hot glued it on at the base of the cross, and I went ahead and put some flowers as well on there. Now I'm going to make some bead, a little beaded string. Now I would take the jute twine and I put a little piece of painter's tape. That's a tongue twister. So that way it was easier to thread the beads. And once I had threaded, I just made a knot at the end. I tried to make a tassel. I don't know really how that came out. But this is how it looked. I really think it came out good for all the problems that tassel gave me. Tell me what you think. Here's our next project, a little carrots, 25 cents. These are the items you're going to need. A wooden crate, that's the theme of today. A little chalkboard, some Hobby Lobby craft paper, the ribbon from Walmart from Christmas. That little carrot I pulled off another project I was using. And some wooden letters you can get from Dollar Tree. Or any Michael's, anywhere, really. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and paint the box. If that wasn't obvious to you. You gotta make fun of yourself, I tell you. Okay, once it's all painted, I'm going to glue the back on, which in reality, I shouldn't have glued it on first. I should have dealt with the back. I should have did this step first. So don't make the mistakes I made. It just made it a little more difficult. So I pressed the scrapbook paper inside the little chalkboard and I rubbed it around with my finger to get the outline of where it should be. And once it was there, I just went and took a glue stick. Rubbed the glue stick on the back of the paper. And then I went ahead and just pressed it inside the little chalkboard. thought it looked cute, but I wanted to put a little jute twine around it to give it a little extra something. And I'm going to take that same ribbon. Obviously, I have a theme going on. And then I traced out the same thing for the carrots with the scrap paper and did the same thing. Traced it out, trimmed it on the back. Then when then I used the glue stick to put the scrap paper on, and then I wrapped some twine around the edges and around the top of the carrot. I went ahead and took the words carrot, used my antique wax, dabbed it off, and when it was dry, I went ahead and hot glued them to the back of the board. Now I glued them to the top because when the carrots were standing up, I didn't want it to block the sign. So I used this foam, and all I did was put the scissor in there and made a hole until it was large enough to fill the carrot. I twisted it around. I wanted it to look like a little fruit stand. And I did the same thing for the other little ones. You could put as many or as little carrots as you want in there. And then I went ahead and put some moss on over it. And then I just hot glued the carrot on top. Then I decided I want a little sign, so I got this little chalkboard from Dollar Tree and my chalk pen from Dollar Tree, and I just put little 25 cents and I clipped it on. It was a clothespin clip. And I think this came out really cute. It looks adorable. Maybe I should have put fresh on the carrot itself. Maybe I should put a little greenery on the little leaf. Okay, here's the next project. This is so quick and easy. All you really need is jute twine, those carrots, and I got that little board from Dollar Tree. And I just wanted to enhance it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and glue some of these carrots where the picture of the carrots are. And I just wanted to trim them down a little bit because they were blocking the words on the top, fresh carrots, so I didn't want it to block the words. And then I just glued them down to exactly where those little 3 carrots were in the picture. Sort of making this a little 3D. This was so easy, you guys, and I think it came out cute. Wait till you see. So at first I was gonna leave it like that. And then I said, you know, everything could always use a little jute cord. So I decided to put a little jute cord around the neck of the board. Wrap as many times as you'd like. And once I was happy with it, I just tucked it down and then hot glued a little more on the back to hold it. And there you go. And when I was happy, I just clipped it off. And then I was like, this is cute. Still could use some more, a little more jute twine. And I just put the jute twine around that little border. And that was it for this project. It was so simple. It cost $2. And I had the jute twine, if I could speak today, jute twine. I recommend, that's the bigger roll from Walmart. That has lasted me so long, and it's a little thicker than the Dollar Tree jute twine. When I want to use something thin, I'll use the Dollar Tree one. When I want it a little thicker, I use this big roll of Walmart jute twine. And literally this project took me 5 minutes. Now if you wanted to put a bow or something on it, you could. I really like the way it can. I was just cutting off the little hairs, and I think it came out so cute. Just enhanced it, made it a little more 2D, 3D. I don't know what D. Okay, our next project is gonna be this little hop Easter egg sign. This is what you're gonna need. I will list everything in the description what you need. I got this Chanel yarn from Dollar Tree. The signs from Dollar Tree. This was from one of Dollar Tree's bunnies, and I took off all the I don't know, fur on it. Antique wax, some jute twine, of course, some Hobby Lobby craft paper. And I actually made, and some lace just for the bow. I actually made those little feet and any little pom-pom you have on hand. I made those little feet out of foam board, and I'll show you how I did it. Okay, so first, that Easter egg sign was way too big for one piece of scrap paper. So what I did is I just glued the two pieces of scrap paper together. And then I flipped it over and traced out the Easter sign. Once that was done, I used a glue stick. You could use Mod Podge, but I find it doesn't bubble as much if you use a glue stick. And then I had some little chunks, so I just rubbed them down with my hands. Chunks of glue, sorry. Got it straight, and then I just flattened it out. And then turned it over, and if there was any little edges, I just cut them away. And there you go. Okay, this is how I made the feet. I originally just traced a foot. I know I have that foot. I made it. And then I just used an X-Acto knife, and I just cut around the foam board until I got his feet. So basically, you only have to do one, and then you could just use the other one like I did as a guide. I tried doing it with wood, but it was too hard, so I went with the foam board. Then I'm going to go ahead and paint it, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to wipe it off. I didn't want it that dark. Little bunny feet. Now, originally I was going to use the white chalk paint and a dauber, and I used the cushion side for the big dot and then the back side for the little ones, for the little dots. And then I just put some jute cord, because I love jute cord, around the foot, actually just to protect the foam board. This was a little hard. You had to hold it there a little longer because it's harder to stick to the foam board. I wanted to show you the technique for the little feet. And I got the words hop, any wooden letters. I had these on hand and I just stained them. Okay, now for these ears. Again, you could also trace these out with the foam board. And I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap that chenille yarn around it and put a little bit of glue as I go up. Since this was a piece of plastic, it was a little hard. It kept slipping, so I think I had to use more glue than normal. And then if there were any missing little spots, I just went over it, which was so much easier to go back over it. And here you go, I went back over it and it was able to stick much better. Okay, this Pom Pom Kit was at Dollar Tree, so I used this for the feet instead of the paints. And I love it. It made it look so much cuter than it originally was. It came with all these different sized pom-poms, so I was able to use them for the feet, the 3 little paws and the paw pad. And I just glued them on. But in case you didn't find that pom-pom set, you could just use the acrylic paint and do what I did, or use any cotton ball. Again, what's a project without jute twine? Again, I just went along the side of the egg and just went around with the jute twine. After that, I started to glue everything down. The hop, I got that little bunny tail on clearance. I forgot where I got it from. I think it was Michael's, but you could again use any any floofy thing you have, or you could actually make it out of the yarn and make a little ball of floof. I put a little bow, and that's it. If you want it to hang, you can hang it. I just wanted to prop it up against the wall. These are how the ears came out. I think it's simply adorable. And there you go. These are all the projects we did today. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you try them, and I hope you have a happy Easter. Please like and subscribe, just so I know someone's watching these videos and I'm not making them for nothing. Tell me which one, comment and tell me which one you like the best in the comment section. All right, guys, thanks for watching and have a happy Easter.